Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm Carrie. This is Student Loan Chit-Chat. I'd like to thank you for spending part of your Sunday here with me today. All right, I'm getting ready to head to the gym. No, not in this outfit, but I am getting ready to go to the gym. It is Sunday, almost hitting about noon, but this won't be uploaded till later on, probably late afternoon, early this evening, okay? So anyways, if you are new to this channel, I would really like to welcome you. We like to sit around, talk about the Dave Ramsey telephone calls, both past, present, and future. And of course, if you've been here before, you know the routine. Grab your blanket, grab your tea, whatever beverage you enjoy. We're just going to kick back on this Sunday. We're going to listen to Dave Ramsey call, see what we can learn from it. If you are in Tampa, Hillsborough County here in Florida, there is no school on Monday. Yay. And then I think spring break is the week after next. All right, folks, this is my ex left me with an RV payment, a recreational vehicle payment. Just ran literally 3 hours ago from the time I recorded this Sunday. But like I said, it won't be uploaded till later because I need to get to the gym and get my workout in. All right, folks, let's hit it.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
All right, Gabriella is up next in McAllen, Texas. Gabriella,
hello, Gabriella.
Hi, guys. Thank you for taking my call. So my question is, my ex-boyfriend left me with an RV payment, and I do not want to pay it.
Don't we wish life could be so simple? God bless her heart. She's probably in her 20s. I wish life could be that simple. My ex left me with this, and I just don't want to pay it. Okay. Wash hands. It's all done. She sounds very young, which we've all been there. So it means she's probably somewhat naive. She says her ex...
Oh my gosh. So what happened? You guys...
And give all the details because we want to know the tea. Give us the tea, girlfriend.
He took it to go work and could no longer afford the payment on it and left it to me last weekend and was like, here you go. Here's the RV with the payment.
What do you mean left it to you? Whose name is on the loan?
It is under my name. We were together.
There we go. Well, guys, looks like it's an early trip to the gym. We know how this all works out, right? Oh, I can't be, if she's young, if she's as young as she sounds, okay, we're talking probably not even 25, all right? If she's as young as she sounds, guys, we have all done stuff when we were young. Stop in the name of love. She probably did it in the name of love. Or should I say the name of love, right? So she signed off on this RV for her boyfriend. You know, I had a relationship years back. Won't say which relationship. When I was dating. True story. You want to talk about dumb stuff? I had a vehicle. And we're talking decades ago. Okay. I had a vehicle. And the guy decided that the guy that I was dating at the time did not have a vehicle. So the vehicle is mine, not his. He decides that, well, he doesn't want to date me anymore. Like I said, this was decades ago. He decides he doesn't want to date me anymore. So he used my vehicle so he could go on dates with people he would rather be with. And I didn't have the kahunas to say, oh, heck no. See, this is why, when we look at stuff like this, we think, damn, this girl was dumb, stupid, whatever you want to say. We've all done it. Now, fortunately for me, I didn't sign off on no loan, okay? But it's that sort of mentality, and we do this sort of stuff because we think that's the relationship we really want. We think that's the relationship we want. Trust me, I teach middle school, okay? And I see people holding hands with each other that can't write a sentence or identify a subject from a verb, but they swear they are in love. And I look back and I go, oh my God, was that me? Oh, seriously. Yeah. So she signs off, it sounds like, on this vehicle for her boyfriend. Okay. But chances are that was her way of trying to save the relationship. We do dumb things in relationships because we're trying to save it. We're trying to save what we think is a relationship that we want.
For 10 years,
No.
I got it for him, so he had to go work in the oil.
So they've been together for 10 years. I'm going to back this up just a hair. Hold on.
RV with the payment.
What do you mean left it to you? Whose name is on the loan?
It is under my name. We were together for 10 years.
Oh,
I
no.
got it for him. He had to go work in the oil field, and we split up about a year ago, and he can't afford it anymore. So he brought it back to me, and I'm left with it.
Oh.
Welcome to Adult 101. This is a life lesson she will never forget. I'm going to be sensitive. Now, maybe it's just because I passed traffic school yesterday and my court stuff will slowly start winding up. Maybe it's just because there's no school on Monday and it puts me in a better mood. Who knows? But I'm going to try hard not to, go shame on her. Because like I said, we have all done stuff. The question that we tea drinkers want to know, how much is left on this RV? And the other thing I'd like to know, or maybe if I don't know, I'd like to assume, is she learned her lesson. But depending upon how much this RV was, this could be a very expensive lesson. Kind of like, remember family, we did a story not too long ago in the couple playing house, just like this couple did, but they actually bought a house, okay? And then the woman decides just before they're supposed to get married to break up, right? And now he's stuck with a woman who doesn't want him. He wants to get rid of the house. She doesn't want to get rid of the house. It becomes quite a mess. Quite a mess. So I want to know how much this RV payment is. Basically, he used her. If he's been working in the oil fields for 10 years, they probably haven't seen each other every day. Nah, she was just being used.
Oh, no. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Gabrielle, you'll never do that again, will you?
Snaps for me. Snaps. Yeah. And like I said, I really hope this doesn't cost her tens of thousands, but I hope she's learned you don't sign off on money to someone you are not married to. And it's not a matter of selfishness or greed. Okay. It's not. It's just common sense. It's just common sense. I would not expect someone to put, their name on something on my behalf if they're not married to me. That just, why would you do that? She thought this was the relationship she wanted. And I guarantee it to you 100%. She didn't want to lose the relationship. She didn't. So in her mind, she went, well, one way I can keep it, okay, because I want to be the good woman, the good girlfriend, okay, is that I'll go ahead and sign off for him. Now, maybe I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just enough of a penny pincher. I've never signed off for anybody like that. And it doesn't even sound like they even co-signed. It sounds like she just has the whole thing in her name. He used it and then said, I don't want it back anymore, and dropped it off. You have to look, not that we want to be negative Nancy's or anything like that, but folks, you got to look at the negatives as much as the positives. Kind of like me leasing a car. I have to look at the negatives as well as the positives. Okay, leasing has turned out wonderful for me, but I had to look at the negatives. Before you co-sign, before you take on a debt to someone you are not related to, or even someone you are related to, you need to understand worst case scenario. You give someone $5,000, they say they're going to pay it for one thing, then they turn around and go on a vacation. What are you going to do about it? Right?
I've learned my lesson.
Oh, no.
Hey, I think we owe her a round of snaps for learning her lesson. Yay. She learned her lesson. Yay. This tells me she's in her 30s. And I know there's of those out there, myself included, going, duh, she didn't know. Well, duh, I didn't know how to purchase a car. Well, duh, I didn't understand how to use credit cards. Duh, I let an old boyfriend use my vehicle because he didn't have one so he could go see the women he really wanted. I mean, come on, folks. We've all done it. But we've all done it out of either just naivety, like I just didn't know how to purchase a car. Or we've done it thinking I'm trying so hard to save the relationship. I can tell you this, never again. Ever.
Oh, we talked to somebody earlier in the hour, and her boyfriend, well, fiance, they don't really have a date. I don't think a wedding date, we asked. But yeah, both their names are on the deed of the house. And
that's family. That's the call that we did. Okay, I will try to link that at the end if I remember I'm usually pretty good about remembering. Okay, I will link that they were supposed to get married. She breaks it off, and now literally it is just a mess because one wants to sell the house right away, and the other one's going, I don't want just a $2,000 profit. I want more. I'm not going to sell. Oh, jeez.
Just thought, oh no.
So you're a great, I guess, poster child of what can happen when you sign on to debt and buy things with people you're not married to. And I'm so sorry. On top of the hurt from this long-term relationship being over.
And it was a year ago, though. So now you're like, well, crap. Now I gotta.
And there's no recourse for her. You can't sue him. You can't take him to court. You can't tell a judge, can you make it 50-50? Yet you have no legal recourse. Period. The debt is yours. Remember, this just ran 3 hours ago.
What's left on the RV loan, and what is it worth?
It is, the balance left is around $48,000. Fan. Oh Lord, 48 grand. Guys, I was hoping to be like, it's an $8,000 clunker of a vehicle. That's worth half my condo, and that's the balance that's left. Jesus Christ, what did he put her in? A Hyatt? What did she put him in? Holy cow. $48,000, and that's the balance. My condo was $100,000 in 2020. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's continue on. And looking it up, it's worth around $30,000. Oh! Upside down. You turn me round and round. Remember that Diana Ross song? Upside down. The more you turn me into debt. Round and round.
So you're $18,000 underwater?
Hey, George can do math. Carrie can do math too, but sometimes I have to use my fingers. Basically, for some... No, there is no basically. You either are or you aren't. For the most part. Reason they took... the prices in RVs were just expensive when I bought it and have dropped. Yes, they have dropped because gas is expensive. RV recreational vehicles, nobody can afford to do it anymore because everybody's paying for rent. Here's what I would tell her. Park that on some relative's land, pay them rent, and live in it. 48. How much was this sucker to begin with? See, I was thinking RV. I was thinking, okay, the bill. Seriously, I thought the highest the bill would be the teens. I'm like, okay, we're probably looking at 13, 14. $48,000. The roof over my head was $100,000 in 2020. She basically bought him a luxury RV, for which he said, sucker, because his name isn't on it. And here's the thing. Even if she wanted to chase him down to try to sue him, one, that takes money. But second, what are you going to stand on legally? Unless he's put on a piece of paper that could be held up in court that says, I will pay you back for this RV, signed, notarized. If she just signed it off the love of her heart, guess what? That's the way relationships end. Comme si, comme ça. I don't know what that means, but sounds good.
Well, that's been the theme on the show for the last week or month, is everyone is underwater on vehicles and things with wheel.
If you look at it, there is a channel actually that I do watch that talks about it a lot. It's Edward PhD. Okay. He talks a lot on his channel about the state of the economy. I don't really talk about the state of the economy on my channel, but he does it a lot. And I think one of his videos and some other YouTubers is they are talking about basically people are going broke. They're going broke over cars. They're going broke over credit cards. People are just simply going broke. And this is something that, when people bought these luxury, pieces of equipment, whether it be RV or water sports or whatever, luxury vehicles, yada, yada, they can't afford them anymore. But I was thinking that because there are a lot of stories out. Cars right now, horrible. Rent right now, horrible. And when I'm talking about cars, I'm talking people are losing their cars. That's what's happening. They're losing them because they can't afford the payments on them. If I were her, give up the RV for $30,000. You've got $18,000 left. If she has stellar credit, maybe she can get a credit union to lend her the other 18 and pay it off and learn a life lesson. God, that sucks. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Gabriella. But we're going to be nice to you. We're going to be nice to you about it. You did this out of love. I get it. Just don't do it again, sweetie.
Because it was really expensive and they had good intentions, and then the market turned and now everyone's underwater. So there's only two ways to go about this. Number one is you need to come up with the $18,000 in cash in order to sell it and pay off the loan.
And who has $18,000 just lying around to pay towards your ex's debt that he left you with because you signed off on it? So here you go.
Or number two, you go get a personal loan for the difference of that $18,000.
That's exactly what I think she should do. The money's gone anyways. So you might as well let 30 of it go right out the door and not even have to worry about that. That gives you a balance of 18. It sucks, but it sure is a heck of a lot better than 48.
Get out from under this. Do you have any money?
Yeah, I have around 10,000 in savings.
Bye-bye to savings. It's all gone. This is going to be a lesson that she will never forget. See, the older we get, the smarter we get. You don't give up that type of money to try to keep a relationship. You just don't. Not like that.
Good. And any other debt?
Good, because that's now 0. So now you got 8,000 left.
Yeah, well, yes, I have a mortgage. I pay my vehicle, but my vehicle is actually a lease. And
she's a leasing gal, just like I am. Hopefully she can afford that lease, and it's budgeted. Okay, doesn't take more than maybe 10. What is it? They say a vehicle, leased or not, should not take more than about 15% of your income. Mine falls well in that round. I think my lease with maintenance, the whole 9 yards. Well, I don't pay for maintenance. It's built into the lease cost. So, think car wash and stuff like that. I think mine, when I calculated it the other day, it comes to about 12% of my take-home income, which is cool.
I hadn't learned my lesson at the time, but I have a bedroom set under my name that somebody else owes about $3,000 of that. Really?
Where are friends like this when I was broke? Where were friends like this when I was dating in college? I'm just kidding. I would never use people for things like this. Not in a million years. She's got a good reputation, though. Just go. Everybody look up Gabriella in McAllen, Texas, if you need someone to sign off on a loan. Remember that story? And I'm probably not going to attach this to the end because I'll probably forget. But there was a story about a woman that we did family, and she signed off on a couple of cars for her boyfriend. A couple of cars. Car one signed off. She signed off again on another car. And of course, he went belly up, and now she owes on the car, yada, yada. I'll try to remember that. I'll try to remember. Okay. Car, video. Okay. House, yada, And of course, he upped and left her. Left her dry, said bye-bye. And here's the worst part. At least this gal's got the RV to sell back. She don't even have the cars. I don't think this gal has the cars. She's like in her 50s, and her boy, no. She was like in her 60s. And the boyfriend is like in his 40s. I'll see if I can remember to link that video at the end too.
No credit card debt.
Somebody else owes?
Yes, it's under my name, so technically I owe it, but
we're still going to be nice to Gabriella, but I think she may be a little... She's not quite a full stack of fluffy pancakes in the brain.
And are they paying? Are they paying on it, or you're?
Yes and no.
That means no. She's just taking on debt for all sorts of people. Is she afraid she's not going to be liked if she doesn't take on these debts? If she's afraid that some people, when they're trying to make friendships, they think this is the way to make friendships. It's not. There are people who think that money is the way to make friendships. Well, of course it is. If you're looking for a sugar daddy and all of that, yeah, money's everything. Pay them. I'll pay your rent. I'll pay your car. I'll set you up wherever. Okay. Yeah, that's a sugar daddy arrangement. Okay. She's not in that type of arrangement. She's just signing off on everybody's bills.
Oh gosh.
Sometimes.
Is this family? Is it a friend that you like said, "Hey, I'll get"?
It's family. It's a family member.
Well, guess what, sweetheart? That bill is yours because we all know how Dave Ramsey thinks of family. And I actually agree. Remember something. Once you sign off on people's debt, you become last priority. You will be the last priority. You will be the bill that they can afford to not have to pay right away. Always remember that. I don't care if it's friend, family, whatever. Once you go in and you say, you know what, I'll go ahead and put my name on that bill. Okay. You immediately become last. But I had somebody else that I had to pay. I have Capital One calling me. I have a credit card calling me. You're dead last. You're not a company. You're not a corporation. You're not going to wage garnish them. You're probably not even charging them interest on it. You become dead last. The people that you know and are closest to, those people will see you as dead last when it comes to paying off debt.
Oh, gosh. I think you need to stop being generous with money you don't have, Gabriella.
And she needs to stop being naive with money that she doesn't have. Remember, family, this just ran earlier today.
That's what's been happening. It's a theme in your life. You sound like such a sweet, wonderful person.
And now, how much do you make a year?
So this year I'm actually a nurse, and with COVID, I made really good money. 2022 kind of gone down some. So this year I made 133, but it will probably drop again this year because there's no more COVID crisis. So that's just how it works.
Not if I can help it. You're going to be out there busting your tail overtime, doing Uber Eats and DoorDash and Instacart.
All in the name of the ex-boyfriend and family member. If I'm going to work my ass off, it's not going to be for somebody who doesn't value me. Seriously, if I'm going to, and I have worked my ass off, and I continue to work. Okay, I have the same part-time job that I held when I was getting myself out of debt. Okay, but by golly, if I'm going to do it. It's going to be because I'm advancing myself, not because I'm paying debt on other people who decided they didn't want to be with me or who just simply decided the bill was not important enough to make a priority. She needs to sell that RV and at least wipe out the $30,000.
Cart, whatever it takes. You're climbing out of this thing, and I think you're not scared of work, which is great. And we got to start with the smallest debt here, which it sounds like is this bedroom set.
Yeah.
I hope it's not one of those cheap cane furniture bedroom sets. She said she spent a few thousand. It probably is. That sounds about right for an inexpensive Ashley home bedroom set. Nothing wrong with that stuff. It's good starter stuff. Okay. I mean, it's not exactly like my furniture is the highest end. My furniture would be considered moderate grade. Okay, I'm not going to the highest store, but I'm also not going to Ashley and Cane's. They're stores here in Tampa. Don't worry if you don't know who they are. But they're more of what I would call maybe first out of, just got out of college and in my first job and want some inexpensive furniture. Because she said it was a bedroom set at $3,000. It tells me it was lower grade furniture. Nothing wrong with that. That's the appropriate part. The problem is that she bought this for somebody else. That's where the problem is.
You just pay it off, and if they ever pay you any more for it, great. You can apply that to the next one.
Don't expect it. Just
but don't wait
be done
around.
With it. Yeah, be done with it.
Okay. Even if it's zero interest, I should pay that one off first?
Especially if it's zero interest. All of it.
Okay.
We're done with payments. Okay. We're done with debt. You make too much, you're too successful, and you're too smart to ever do this stuff again.
Oh, I'm not going to bet on that yet, George. I hope she doesn't do this again.
Regardless of the interest rate. Does that track, Gabriella? Okay. Are you with us on this?
Yes.
We are Team Gabriella. And so we want you to win. And that's going to mean you have, if you count up all your debt, and if you want to get out of the lease, you can look at the early buyout amount and see if that's going to be worth it for you to do now.
All of this for some other sucker's money, for some other sucker's debt. And, family, what have I said? I know, hurts to hear it sometimes, but was this avoidable? Yes. And she does make good money, but it's not what you make, it's what you keep. It is not being selfish. It is not being greedy because you tell someone, I don't feel comfortable taking on this debt. I would be putting my financial future in harm's way if I were to take on this debt for you. So I'm sorry. I will be happy to help you research options. Maybe you don't know how to research options. Okay. I'll even kick some tires with you, and, I'll drive you around and we can look at bedroom sets and stuff. I'll spend a couple hours shooting the breeze with you on that, but I'm not going to sign off anything for you. It is not selfish because you refuse to put yourself in financial harm's way to make someone else's life easier. Because you must remember, most of the people whose lives you're making easier have no commitment to you beyond their own desire to know you. And once they don't wish to know you anymore, once they don't wish to associate with you anymore, you're stuck with the bill.
Otherwise, you turn the car in and then you need to go get another car. But don't just get another lease.
Oh, now, George, I wouldn't be so quick on that. I'm getting ready to go to my third lease, and I love it. Ever since I got a lease, nobody comes to me when I go in to get the car maintained. Nobody, squats down with a little clipboard and says something like, Miss Horn, thank you for taking your car in for vehicle maintenance, but we noticed that this is coming up on your vehicle, and you really need to do this, and we looked at this on your car. Would you like us to go ahead and do that? It's never happened in the... See, this is my second lease. I'm getting ready to go into my third lease. So in the 5-6 years I've leased a car, it's never happened. So leasing is fine. Just make sure it fits your lifestyle. It does not fit everyone's lifestyle. It fits mine beautifully.
Okay.
It's the most expensive way to get a vehicle, and dealerships love it because they make the most money off of these leases.
That could be argued. To me, leasing isn't all just about the money end. How many of you ever paid for a car repair that you swear to God was a ripoff? How many of you ever purchased a car and then you realized afterwards you got ripped off in the purchase, right? It can be argued. You have to decide what's best for your lifestyle and if it fits for you or not.
Okay, so no more leasing.
No more leasing. Buy your next car with cash, which is going to be tough.
When is the lease up?
And oddly enough, some of the wealthiest people I do know lease their cars. They don't purchase them.
In about 2 more years.
Okay. Yeah, I would look at the early buyout. I would just kind of do some research in that. But then in the meantime, between now and 2 years, be saving some cash, knowing that you're going to have to replace this car. But I would...
Oh, and if I wanted to purchase the lease car that I currently have, my little Toyota Corolla, I could pay it off in 7 months. Why don't I want to purchase it? Because I like leasing. It's not because I can't afford it. It's not because I can't afford to pay off the car. It's not because I can't afford to purchase a car. I could purchase, if I wanted to go and get a car, a gently used car, okay, I could pay it off in less than 2 years without even thinking about it. Probably about 18 months is about what I would need to pay it off. I don't want to do it. Did that from the ages of 16 to 50, and this is a luxury that I can afford. There are certain times in your life that when you get to a certain financial position, if you want to have that luxury, do it.
Would take this 10 grand, Gabriella. I would pay off the the bedroom set, and then be looking at the 18 that you'll probably have to take a loan out for the remainder of that RV.
There's a car she could have bought in the name of the old boyfriend. She's gonna wind up paying off on that stupid RV
after you sell it.
Okay. So I shouldn't give it back to the bank and then let them sell it and then me pay the difference?
You're saying to have the RV repossessed?
Yes.
I would. Let them have it.
I wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, it depends. She says it's worth 30. Of course, if they do repossess it, they're going to sell it for pennies on the dollar, then she may be worse off.
Because I would go on your credit. I would.
Let's talk for just a second, family, about credit. Okay? Everybody said some worries about credit. My credit's been all over the board now I have to be honest. My credit, I could honestly say, has never been below 600, even with my bankruptcies. Now, I will admit, the first bankruptcy, at least, I was in my 20s and I never looked at my credit score. So it probably did tank it into the 500s. But I can tell you that at least the second bankruptcy in my 30s, I've never had a credit score to my knowledge in the 500s. Okay. Don't be so over obsessed with your credit score that you allow it to keep you from making decisions that will actually help you. There are people who should file bankruptcy. They really, really should, but they will not because they're going to lose their credit score. Who gives a crap? Your credit score will be rebuilt, and you would be surprised it will be rebuilt faster than you probably imagine. Okay. 10 years ago, my credit score was about the low 600s. Okay. Today it sits around 812, and it's been over 800 now for, well over half a year. Well over half a year. It's been over 800 now. Okay. Don't allow the credit score to be the determining factor of whether or not you should take a certain step to get yourself out of debt. That's just my opinion. Take whatever steps you need to get yourself out of debt. Even if it includes bankruptcy, so be it. But don't sit there and go, well, I'm going to live with this debt because I don't want my credit score to drop. Well, you're just hurting yourself in the long end, in the long run.
I would just find a private sale,
Okay.
list it, sell it yourself, get as much as you can for it, obviously. And then, yeah, you'll have to have a loan for the difference. And then you'll be working your way out of that.
Oh, okay.
Gabriella is proof that you can make a decent income, but not be fiscally savvy. Which when people go, how is it that someone can make $200,000 a year and be flat broke? Well, this is how. She makes $130,000, and she really has not a clue with money.
Yeah.
I wish we had better news. The good news is you make great money. You make six figures. We've seen bigger, scarier numbers than this.
Yep.
But it's the hurt and shame and guilt and baggage and, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. You got to just pick yourself up and go, listen, that doesn't define me.
Yep.
Yep, that's right. And guess what also doesn't define a person? Missing the gym. Yeah, you can miss the gym for a day, folks, and it's not the end of the world. But for me, not today. All right, folks, it's time for me to hit the gym. I'm Carrie. This is Student Loan Chit-Chat. I would like to thank you for joining me on what will be at upload time this Saturday evening. I'll post this up early, probably around 6 or so, okay? Don't hold me to that. I'd like to thank you for joining me. I hope you will consider subscribing, and people, you have yourself a great rest of your, it's not Saturday, it's Sunday. Oh my goodness. You have a great Sunday evening because tomorrow's Monday and there's no school tomorrow, at least if you're in Tampa. All right. So don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys either maybe for second video this evening. Don't count on it, but it might happen. But for sure, I will see you on Monday. At least that's the plan. Bye.